Now, with an estimated population of more than 198 million and a housing deficit projected at between 17 and 22 million housing units, stakeholders say Nigeria's private sector needs to participate actively and work with the government in tackling the deficit. Now, let's deepen this discussion as we have with us in the studio Dr. Oluwatosin Olatujoye, entrepreneur, real estate expert, and development strategist. Good to have you with us.
Good to have you too. Thank you for having me.
We already started this conversation off air.
Yes.
But what do you see as at the heart of the problem? Why is it that Nigeria can't seem to crack this nut called housing deficit?
All right. So basically, I want to believe that in every aspect of the economy, we need to be innovative. And in real estate also, we need to bring up some innovative ideas that will also be able to solve the housing deficit. The housing deficit in the country has actually been a great challenge because everybody are still looking for a way to solve it. So it keeps increasing. And the fact is that if the population of the country keep increasing, then there will always be need for housing. So there is need for us to come together, the developers, strategically, to come up with innovative ideas. And one of it is shared apartment. Shared apartment is one of the ways at which people, we can actually reduce the housing deficit. Because if you don't have the capacity to buy the large structure or big structure that you feel you want to live for yourself, you can start from somewhere. And also, apart from the shared apartment, we also have the aspect of rent to own. Rent to own could have been a very good idea if probably people are given a chance to be able to live in an apartment, and as you're paying for the rent, you pay for a longer time, and the house becomes your own.
That's interesting.
It's like when you're doing an hire purchase for a vehicle. You use the vehicle for some certain time, then after then you become the owner of it. If that can be implemented properly in the real estate industry, I'm sure it will also reduce the housing deficit.
I mean, those sound like very common sense ideas, rent to own, apartment sharing. Why haven't these things caught on? Why aren't they more plausible solutions to what we have now? Why is it seeming like these are just new innovations? Why hasn't it been something that's been more popular since before now? All
right, so the reason why it will be difficult is looking at the economy, looking at what is happening in the economy, the materials of the materials used by construction companies are also going up. The inflation is affecting the cost of materials also. So with that, nobody wants to build a house with huge amount of money and now wait for 20 years or 15 years to spread the payment while someone is paying the rent on a gradual basis. So, and I thought of an idea that there can be a kind of, before now we have a mortgage scheme. Mortgage scheme could have been a very good solution to the housing deficit. But the fact is that for you to have access to mortgage scheme, you must definitely have the qualification for you to have access to mortgage scheme. And if we're talking about the deficit in the country, it is not about the rich that we're talking about. Because in the classes of people that have the wealth, we said we have the upper, we have the low, middle, and we have the lower. So the major people that need the housing is the people in the middle and the lower. So these people need to meet up a criteria before they can have access to a mortgage scheme. And if there's no proper mortgage system, then it will be, they are going to be affected because they won't have access to the house.
And then it's a case of which comes first, the chicken or the egg. People are not credit worthy because they don't have enough income coming in regularly. Right. And the people you're talking about, the people that come to mind are the youth. So I was saying to you off air, what countries in Africa can we emulate? Because maybe Western countries are out. Beyond the Atlantic may look too far.
We can look at Rwanda, what they're doing there. Then we can also talk about Ghana, what is going on there. Because most time, as I said, it's just been innovative. In Zylus Group International, there was a particular product we created, and it's about bridging the gap between an individual and also the end users, which is the customers. So if I'm going to produce an apartment or a building for someone to live in, can I get someone like you to finance the building while we sell to an end users to also be able to use it and pay you maybe in the long run? Then if that we're not going to work as a private person, we can also engage a mortgage scheme that will do that. Then if the mortgage system works, then it makes it better.
Very, very smart solutions here. Thank you so much for joining us. I wish we had more time to elaborate on the subject, but I'm sure you will be back.
All right,
Mr. Oluwatosin Olatujoye.